and complaints which attack the disciples and aspirants of the world. The disciples, these are the tests which attack the disciples and aspirants of the world. These can be traced in every case to the pouring in of energy through centers which are not properly equipped. The centers which are not properly equipped are not adequately developed to handle the force. Any type of disease. Cancer is only manifestation. Cancer is not a disease, but it is a manifestation. It can be manifested also as a cancer, because here these are the diseases. This category is the diseases which are the difficulties of mysticism. They are in the form of the complaints or sufferings in the disciples and aspirants. And this is why there should be diseases or this type of discomforts in the aspirants also, is because when you are on the path of discipleship, there is intense pouring down of energy from higher level of consciousness. So before this you must make yourself fit for that also, otherwise your body cannot withstand. Cleaning process. It's a cleaning process. Sometimes in this process you may lose the body also. When your centers are not properly developed. That is why in some cases when you are trying to practice this intense practice of this, then sometimes the body cannot withstand. Collapse. Because here there are two things. For example, Master CVV has special task of work, and in this work he was working with the energies of the other planets to bring a synthesis and a proper alignment between the energies of those planets and our Earth planet. He was working with the energies of Mars, Saturn, the Earth. And during this process, he has given certain types of courses. It's certain courses, and he was working on this. So some of the disciples who are on the higher level, whose vehicles are fit for that, they could withstand, they can work with him. But some others who are not yet fit, they collapse. Because he has given this task to some selected, because whom he knows who are fit. But the others also wanted to do by themselves.
So you have to follow exactly
Yes. Yes. Because I know some persons. Master C.V. said, you simply do the prayer, that is enough, that will be very good for you for purification. With prayer itself, you can purify yourselves, and also this can be, through you, these healing energies will work. But for the courses, these fellows could not understand that the courses are given for specific purpose to work with the energies of these planets. But everybody's body cannot withstand this. When some people asked Master E.K. and Ramakotaya, then both of them told these fellows, you don't try to do this. You keep doing your regular prayer, group prayers, and do group work. But don't try to enter into this, because still your bodies are not fit. That means still they are not purified from the disturbances, emotional and astral disturbances. Yes, karma, krodha and all these things. Astral disturbances. In the process of healing also we must be very careful. Also it is explained in this book also. It was explained earlier, and also it will be explained later. If you work as a healer, your work should be never on this level, on the emotional. If you have emotional contact with your patients, then you are finished.
It should be always scientific.
Yes. Your work if you want to work as a healer, you want to heal other persons, that should not be on this level, astral and emotional levels. First you should make yourself, through these prayers and these, to purify and get over this, to elevate to the higher level, to the mental and higher levels. Cross this, and then you can be safe. Otherwise, when you are doing this healing, you get into the emotional contacts with the patients. Then you are stuck up. Then there will be a disturbance in the centers in you. And when you are invoking the energies of the healing, these higher energies, when they flow into you, then your body will be damaged, because it cannot withstand this intensity of this energy. It is just like, for example, if you have a plug point which is of 15 amperes power. If you have brought a machine which needs 30 amperes of power and plug in, then there will be short circuit. This is very clear.
This whole process is very electric.
It's electricity only. All this healing process and all this is electricity. If you feel depleted, if you feel sick after healing, that means your method of healing is not proper. It should be opposite. When you are on the real method of healing, then you all, along with the patients, you also get more and more stronger. But mostly, unfortunately, most of the healers, why they fail and why they are damaged is because of this.
Yes, but there's also the motivation.
The motivation.
Of the healer. Why he does it. This is a very essential point.
That's essential point. First of all, we have to remember that the process of healing should go on silently. Even the patient need not know that you are healing. That is most important. There is no need for recognition. If you have any motive to be recognized, then already there is disturbance. Because you will develop emotional contact with the patient. then there will be astral disturbances.
I have a question. So is it the reason of why doctors, even in allopathic medicine, they usually cannot treat their relatives, their close relatives? Usually they don't succeed.
Yes, here.
Because they are emotionally involved.
Either emotionally involved or commercial.
Yes.
The other side is commercial. So if you have a commercial link with the patient, you cannot.
But this is also desire.
It is also desire. A desire because when desire is a motive,
Yes.
it creates a motive, then it cannot be.
Do we have another reasons? I mean, sometimes when you work with patients and you are not involved, everything good, and you have a more stronger, not more stronger, you feel like it was before. It's my practice. Sometimes when you add your emotions and I will pity, yes, jealousy.
Pity.
Patient, I feel how my energy goes there. But do we have another reasons when energy can go to the patient? I mean, I think the first reason is protection, yes, no emotion. Do we have another reasons why we can feel worse?
The first thing a healer should remember is the healing energy flows through him, not from him.
This is the first.
This is the most essential thing.
The first one, the second one, no emotion.
And the second one is that the healer at any step or at any degree should not have any possessive type of intention. Suppose you are my patient, suppose I want to heal you, but if there is any little amount of possessiveness, that means, oh, this is my patient, should be, so this also blocks. So the possessiveness means on the higher level also. If you feel, if I feel that the energy for this patient should go through me, for example, no. Always you should, that is what is explained in the book also. You invoke the higher energy and make a channel that the energy can directly go to the patient from the source. Because the same source which comes to you, same source which can go into the patient. So you need not make a proposal, it comes through you. You can make a proposal that the patient is also connected to the one common source. So then you are free.
But if the patient asks, yes, if the patient...
Yeah, the patient feels, of course. The patient has...
If, for example, I see the suffering man.
Yes.
And if the suffering man do not ask me, I'm not going.
No, the patient may feel that the patient should receive from you.
That he wanted to be strong.
Yes, but from our side, from the healing side, you need not tell all these things to the patient. You need not explain that I am not the source of energy. There is no question, no need for this. You just make yourself like this, and the patient may feel that, oh, the patient is healed by you. Let him feel, there is no problem. Only for our development, spiritual development, these are the obstacles.
Also, with the gratitude from the patient.
Yes.
The healer has given to the higher level.
Yes,
Not to stop it in himself.
yes.
It's the same.
When the patient expresses the gratitude, when the patient is healed by you, and the patient expresses the gratitude, it is from his side, it is good. Because if you don't have a gratitude, then you are not completely healed. So from his side, it is good. What you have to do, Whatever gratitude is expressed towards you, transfer it to your source
Yes.
on the higher level.
Because this is also great.
It is also gratitude. Then the flow of energy is uninterrupted and very harmonious. Then there will be no damage. Here, what is explained in this point is, in the spiritual, in the aspirants, there will be, your consciousness will have a shift from the lower to the higher. When you enter the path of discipleship as a practitioner, your consciousness is gradually shifted from the lower to the higher. During this shift, there is intense flow of energy. So sometimes your vehicle is not able to withstand this intensity of the flow of energy because the centers in your body are not so well arranged to receive this energy. This causes a disturbance which is manifested in the form of the disease. So this disease is not due to causes like before, it's a different one. That is why in the aspirants and disciples also you find the diseases. There is a still higher thing about the disease. This is also not known, very difficult to be known to even to these aspirants also. Why sometimes the masters, in masters also you find who suffered, of course they do not suffer, who got the diseased condition. This is another thing, very other dimension. For example, you have Ramakrishna, the guru of Vivekananda. He got a very big ulcer, like very big ulcer, and full of, there were, and the ulcers have many germs also coming out. So the doctors, there are doctors who are disciples, they were very much worried about this. And then they wanted to cut and operate. And then this Ramakrishna, ulcer. So this Ramakrishna said, these fellows who are there with me, they also need my presence with them. That is why they are allowed to be with me. This the doctors could not understand. Because he never suffered from this. He had no suffering. He was as he was before. He was healing, he was doing all this. And finally the doctors wanted to make surgery. He said, if you want, you can make surgery. I have surgery, cut, surgical, surgery. So they wanted to make this. Then he said, if you want to make, you can make. They wanted to give anesthesia. He said, not needed. He said, you do your work if you want. It is not needed, he said. Enter. That's better than class only. That's better than class only. So, then the doctors, the surgeons started to operate. He was normally speaking. The surgeons were shocked. How is it possible for a human being without anesthesia, without artificial coma, if you cut any part of the body, how can it's possible? Ramakrishna said, I don't feel anything. Because he could withdraw from that part. He said, you do.
Same story with Ramana Maharshi.
Same story with Ramana Maharshi also. Ramana Maharshi also the same story. They are not identified with the body. The body is being cut, but they are not cut. They are not identified with the body. So they were speaking to the doctors, and they were smiling and speaking. No anesthesia, nothing. The doctors were shocked. They could not understand. How is it possible?
This is why the masters give us the attitude of observation.
Yes.
Because then you come in this process where you do not identify with the body. And such things are also.
Yes. So, then the question is, Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna, they are very high. They are of the level of masters. Why they should get the disease? It is not their disease. It is not the same with what we have discussed. It is not due to the shift of energy. It is not due to the pouring down of higher energy. Not this process. It is not their disease, but from time to time, where there is very intense bad karma on the whole of humanity, then they will allow this on their body to clear this, to save the humanity from destruction. So, this is a different dimension. They are not sick people. If they are sick, they will get identified with the body.
Like Jesus.
Yes, same thing. They have crossed the material aspect.
Then it works the other way around. So if person does not feel pain on the body, that means that he doesn't indicate, doesn't
Identify.
identify himself with the body. I mean,
If you are given anesthesia also, you don't feel. If you are given anesthesia,
yes,
then you don't feel.
no, naturally.
Naturally, if it is paralyzed, if the body is paralyzed, then also you don't feel. But this is in full normal consciousness, but still you don't. The body has difficulty, the body has pain, the body has difficulty. But the person, with Ramakotaya also we have seen like this. For 6 months, one of his legs could not move the leg. It was folded and could not unfold. But not even for a minute he felt about this. He was continuing his healing work for the people. He is not concerned with this. When we asked him, you are suffering, he said, I am not suffering. Why I should suffer? Because every day I could do my work, which is for which I have come, for the people, so I have no suffering, he said. But if your leg is like this, you are not able to walk. He said, okay. What happens? He is not concerned with that.
The identification is the form. This is the blockage.
Yes. So they are not identified with the form. That is the thing. So they are ready to sacrifice even the physical, up to the physical level, everything to sacrifice. That is the real crucifixion. That is the significance of crucifixion. That you can do only when your consciousness is raised from the material level, from matter. You know, crucifixion is a very symbolic. Cross is Matter. Cross is the symbol of matter. You see there were 3 crosses. Along with Jesus, 2 other persons are also crucified. It's also symbolic. We have 3 crosses. The cardinal cross, mutable cross, and fixed cross. So when you are liberated from these 3 crosses, that means you are crucified. Crucifixion is liberation from the 3 crosses. So no more the planets or signs, they have effect on you. You are not bound, completely liberated. That is, such a person is said to have crossed the 3rd degree of initiation. A 3rd degree of initiation. And then he can be called a master. Not everybody. Only then he can be called a master. So that is how you see with Jesus or with these masters or with Ramakrishna. So so they have, when they cross the matter, they are not conditioned, they are completely liberated from the limitations of the matter. Then they have the capacity to take the suffering on their body voluntarily. They can accept the intense bad karma or suffering voluntarily on their body, and they don't mind if their body is destroyed. They offer this. They are not identified with the form. They can offer themselves for this. They are the masters. They are the masters of the higher level, not just disciples or aspirants. They are higher to this. So this so-called disease for the bodies of the masters is not to be considered as a disease of the individual. Now your question.
You have already answered.
See? Yes. The subject is like that. The same thing we have seen with Master Ikke also. When he left his body, generally for us to appear here, he got some sickness, but it is not a sickness. We could very clearly see that when he has undergone this for a few days and left his body, many of them were saved from death and from destruction. They have recovered. It's very clear. And also there was a big problem on the national level in India that time, that at that time millions of people are going to be killed. There is such a problem. And when he left this body, this problem disappeared. And those are saved. Master Ikke. So they are voluntarily to neutralize all this evil, they can voluntarily offer this. So we should not compare their cases with the normal patients. When we have asked Master, when he was in this, we asked the Master, we are doctors, even trained by you also, but we know, but what about you? We cannot say, because you are on the higher level. So what we have to do? What is instruction for us? Then he said, when we asked, then he said, you see, he always, we have to ask, then he says, then we asked. And then he said, you keep observing till full moon. On the full moon, it will be decided by the higher forces. The decision will be from the higher forces, whether I have to continue in this body or not. The decision will be given on the full moon, exactly on full moon time. So you keep doing what you have to do, the same manner what I do. Said. So no fear, no emotion, no sorrow. This was a training for us also. And he told me and my brother Buji to be there with him and to do what we have to do as doctors or as. They said what you can do, but this will be decided then. So exactly When full moon is on the top,